2004. GIBS is affiliated to Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University, Delhi, and is approved by All India Council for Technical Education, Ministry of HRD, and Government of India for technical courses and Bar Council of India for law courses. The institute is aggregated as Category A by National Assessment and Accreditation Council and assessed as Category A+ by State Fee Regulatory Committee, a fee committee of Government of NCT of Delhi, and rated highest grading A by Joint Inspection Committee of Government of NCT of Delhi and GGSIP University. The institute has been rated Grade A by Academic Audit Cell of GGSIP University consecutively from past 6 years. GIBS has also been rated number 2 by Times B School Survey 2021. The institute conducts postgraduate courses of MBA, MBA International Business, and undergraduate courses of BBA, BBA LLB, and BA LLB.
We would like to call our Honorable Director Sir and Honorable guest to come on the stage and start the event for lighting the lamp. In today's tech-savvy world, Fintech is the frontier where finance and innovation meet. But for budding entrepreneurs, this exciting landscape is filled with both opportunities and obstacles, especially when it comes to rules and regulations. The seminar is roadmap to understanding how Fintech, its rules, can shape the entrepreneur journey, students about complex regulatory challenges into simple terms, exploring topics like data privacy, financial laws, and risk management with real-life examples. Most importantly, the seminar focus on the rules can be allies and helping students to come up with the ingenious ideas and ensuring their finance startup succeeds. The seminar is designed to empower students with the knowledge and the confidence to not to follow just rules but to use them as their advantage in building business of their dreams.
Additionally, our guest speaker brings with them a wealth of experience and a network that can open doors to invaluable connections and mentorship. So, take full advantage of this session to not only gain knowledge but also to network and build relationships with professionals who have walked the entrepreneurial path.
Objectives of the events are to provide students with a solid foundation in Fintech regulations as well as to regulatory challenges.
In order to fulfill these objectives, I introduce our esteemed guest speaker for today's session, Professor Dr. Muneesh Kumar. Retired as Professor in the Department of Financial Studies, University of Delhi, he has been formerly the Head, Department of Financial Studies and Dean, Faculty of Commerce Business, University of Delhi. He is presently Advisor, International Relations, University of Delhi, and he is Chancellor nominee to the Board of Management, Executive Council of Krishna Kanta Handiki State Open University, Assam.
He is PhD from Delhi School of Economics, University of Delhi. Professor Muneesh has authored 7 books and edited 3 books. Of these, 4 books were published in US and the one published in Pearson, India is co-authored with French professors. His books on integrated e-business models for government solutions and trust and technology in B2B e-commerce recently published. By IGI Global, US have become important sources for issue e-governance and B2B e-governance commerce. His books on business information system is one of the leading textbooks for management students. He has contributed more than 55 research papers, of which 19 have been published in international journals of review. He has been awarded the Best Paper Prize by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India for his paper on marketing of financial products on internet. His earlier paper on human resource accounting was also awarded a similar prize by the Institute of Chartered Accountants. of India. He is on the editorial board of 2 international journals. He is on the research advisory committee of several Europeans. Business School has been associated with the curriculum development on a number of occasions.
He has been a visiting research fellow at Mission des Sciences de Homs Paris for 2 terms. He has been a member of the HOSM's National Commission on Capital Market. He has also been a member of the Expert Advisory Committee constituted by Ministry of Communications and Information Technology. Government of India for automation more than 1,50,000 post offices in India. No wonder he was conferred by a distinguished alumnus award by his alma mater, Shri Ram College of Commerce.
We will welcome you, sir. I would like to request our director, Professor Sir Vikas Nath, as well as to present a sapling to the sir. Now, without wasting time now, I would like to call you, sir, on the stage.
Am I audible to you at the end? Can you hear me? Oh, it is based on analysis of data. Prediction may not be. So I'm using the word prediction. And prediction is a risky business. Prediction is a risky business. So we will take risk today. What is the risk? For young boys and girls, be careful. This is the risk. If our prediction goes wrong, this can happen to us, all of us. Those who are already married, they know the reality, but those who are not married are aware of it. So we should be very careful when we predict, and that is what we will do. Today, we will not make large claims about technology, but we will try to understand what technology can do to finance. And why finance is important for those who are studying HR, marketing, because finance is the blood of the business system. It ensures that all the organs of the business system function properly. They have enough resources to ensure that they are growing and thriving. Finance gives the energy to business systems, and therefore even if you do not look for career in financial studies or in financial services, understanding Fintech is very, very important for all of us. Now when I say prediction is risky, even the best informed people commit mistakes. Don't believe Steve Ballmer, former CEO of Microsoft. I show you his statement and you judge yourself how right or wrong was his commitment. Only in 2007, he said there is no chance that iPhone is going to get any significant market. Apple company was suffering a loss of $500 per piece sold. So it is $500 subsidized item, nobody will buy it. Few years later, he was proved wrong. Isn't it? Ken also, co-founder of DEC, Digital Equipment Corporation, one of the Fortune 500 companies. And he said, I couldn't see any need for or any use for computer in somebody's home. Now tell me which home does not have it. So don't believe these predictions. Rather believe these statements. People overestimate the short-term impact of a change and underestimate the long-term impact. From 2007 to 2020, 13 years, it was a long run. In the short run, there was not enough demand for Apple phones, iPhones. Right. But they overestimated it and underestimated the long-term impact of a change. As a young person, your perspective should be long-term. For me, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years is enough. For you, so whenever you see a change, look for long-term impact of that change. In the short run, it may not be visible. And do not get bullied by some pronouncements of what machine cannot do. No. Nobody believed that you will not need a maid servant for dishwashing at home. I do not have any maid in my house for the last 5 years who washes my dishes. My dishwasher does it. So don't believe that machine cannot do this. Such a statement is based on pride, not on fact. Now, this background is what I want you to keep in mind. What Fintech can do, don't think, अभी तो क्या नोट निकालो पेमेंट का क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है? Why do you need Fintech? ब्रांचेस है ना बैंक की, इंश्योरेंस एजेंट आते हैं ना घर, forget what policybazaar.com, पता नहीं क्या करेंगे. See what will happen 10 years from now, because your perspective has to be long term. Another thing that you must remember about change is that sometimes the change comes slowly and we do not notice it. I'll tell you a small story. I had a friend in the army, he's still there, he's still in the army, and he celebrated his 10th wedding anniversary. So he invited friends, older friends like me, and say, you come in my house, I have a party. These army people have wonderful, accommodation. So you enjoy, for you it is a resort, for them it is house, for us it is a resort. Those who are living in societies, it's a wonderful place to be with them. When I went, during the party, his wife insisted that he also makes some statement to welcome the guests and share his experiences of his journey from day one of his marriage to 10 years of his marriage. Really, he was very simple. And he said, look, nothing has changed from the first year of my marriage in my life. Every day morning, the same routine. I have my lovely wife and a lovely dog who come and actually bid me goodbye when I leave for my office. Every day, like this. Dogs keep running and the wife comes with a smiling face and hands over my baton when I sit on my jeep, and I enjoy. Nothing has changed. The same dog, same lovely wife, nothing has changed. The dog has become a little older, who comes walking and the baton is in his mouth. The wife also comes to see me off when I go to the office every day in the morning, and the only thing is she is talking. Change has taken place slowly. Now from here, he must predict what will happen 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Is there change? Is there any change? Oh yes. We need to recognize this change. Change happens slowly. We are all waiting for World Cup, isn't it? We are all waiting for World Cup. So, has the cricket changed? Lot. Cricket is as old as, is much older than me. I am 70, so must be more than 100 years old. Again, deep-rooted traditions. Simple rule, why? Ball, bat, wicket, bowler, batsman, silly point. Is it? Googly, gully, and all those. The center. What has changed? Everything has changed. 2020, पहले टेस्ट मैच होता. I distinctly remember I used to go to my school to watch the test match because I didn't have a TV at home. School had. So we used to walk to the school on non-working day to see the match. TV था ही नहीं घर में. 2020 ODI. Fans have changed. Fans want home delivery of the match. Now mobile delivery of the match. Fans have changed. They have become judgmental. ऐसे करना चाहिए उसको, वैसे नहीं किया. सारे अमरनाथ हो गए, लाला अमरनाथ होते थे पहले. We all have become experts in. ये ऐसे नहीं मारता. ये fans नहीं है. They are advisors now. Everything has changed. Regulation has changed. Rules have changed. Players have changed. मई जून में खेलते हैं, गर्मी में रात में खेलते हैं. Imagine, expectations have gone up. 300 रन नहीं बनाए तो मर गए 50 ओवर में. ओ, टेस्ट मैच में 2.5 दिन में 300 मैच नहीं मिलते थे. सारा दिन सोलकर खेलते रहते थे. हैं? कितने रन बनाए? 50, 50. That was the kind of cricket has changed a lot. But two changes are not covered by these 6 months. And you would like to guess? Two major changes that have taken place, I have not identified here purposely. This is the old one. Is it? This is the new one. Now guess the change I am trying to define? Technology. Exactly. Technology has changed. And technology has brought a significant change in all those aspects that we mentioned in the earlier slide. Stadium उसी कारण change. Wicket change हुई. वो wicket वो है नहीं लकड़ी वाली. Is it? उसी में कैमरा है. स्टेडियम में लाइटिंग है, क्योंकि रात को खेलना है. जज वो बेचारा आउट है बोला सब भाग नहीं आउट. एंड there's no appeal. अब रिव्यू situations entirely different. Technology has made significant change. Technology is making significant change in life. But one more thing. Globalization. Cricket is not a globalized game. Only few countries play. Nor it will become part of the Olympics game. It is globalized. There is a pressure. Pressure not only from the players and the fans, but also from the society. This society is changing. I'll tell you another story. I have many stories to tell you if you have patience. Here. Remember the story of tragic death of Lady Diana?
Yes, sir.
Yes. One aspect of this story which I am going to tell you, you might not have considered. This story is about an English princess. Is it? English princess accompanied by, leaves a French hotel, accompanied by Egyptian companion. Is it right? In a German car, powered by Dutch engine, car was powered by Dutch engine, driven by Belgian shepherd, who was full of Scottish whiskey, and was chased by Italian journalists on Japanese motorcycles. And she met an accident. And the first aid was given by an American. And the story is not over. The story comes to you from an Indian teacher. Imagine. This is how this society is getting globalized. Recognize this change. Recognize this change. One event has many countries. Understand this if you really want to have an understanding of what is going to happen in future. Never think of local markets, local implications, local products. iPhone is iPhone world over. It's a global product. So is the Coke. But it's just not the Coke. The kind of products that you're using, they're all global brands. In India itself, we have more than 5,000 global brands being consumed by consumers. From small sweets and toffees to the most expensive items that we can afford at home. They're all global brands. They produce for the world. And so, demand is not an issue. Now, in this context, if you try to understand the concept of Fintech, I think that will be more appropriate. Why? Because Fintech relates to advances in technology that have the potential to transform, not change, to transform. There's a difference between change and transformation. Transformation is substantial change which affects almost every element of that product, environment, activity or scene, and therefore which has the potential to transfer how financial services are provided. The advantage to financial services is that they can be delivered without any delivery cost. There's no transportation cost involved in delivery. No, when you deliver physical products, there's a transportation cost. Is it? Because they are tangible items. When you deliver financial products, no physical transportation cost exists. So when you deliver a service for making payment from ATM, there's no delivery cost. So whether the payment is made within the city, within the colony or anywhere in the country, cost is the same. So financial services, if delivered through technology, can be delivered anywhere in the world. So why should I have a local perspective? I should have a global perspective. Whenever I imagine creating any financial service online, think of global needs. Don't think of local needs. Some of the local needs will also be met. But if you deliver online, perspective should be global. Of course, it must result in developing new models, new ways, new processes to deliver the same service. What are the financial services? Some of us have only known banking as a financial service. And we know debit card, credit card, wallets like Paytm, PhonePe, GPay. These are very important services. In addition to that, insurance is also financial service. So is investment and security trading, stock exchange, and IPOs, wealth management. Are you aware that not less than 2% of the properties in Delhi remain disputed, and the dispute is between brothers and sisters? Not less than 2% of the properties in Delhi, because they did not have a proper succession planning. Wealth managers help you do that. But that's not the only thing. Because when you invest, we don't invest only in fixed deposits. Because the fixed deposit rate of interest is almost equal to the rate of inflation. And sometimes even less than that. So if you want to add more income from your savings, you need to invest in other assets. And therefore, you have wealth management services available. Earlier, wealth management services were confined only to high net worth individuals because they had large amount of wealth. We only, people like us, keep spending whatever we earn. So there's hardly any accumulated wealth. But Fintech has made significant changes. I will tell how. Then of course there are mutual funds, portfolio management services, real estate and alternative assets. Real estate is an alternative investment asset. People invest in flats and houses and shops to get returns from them. Of course they invest in that. And this is what we call the alternative asset in addition to securities. Then you have factoring, brokerage, bill discounting. Business people need this. So these are some of the broad financial services. And we'll be talking about use of Fintech for these financial services. These are major financial services. So, if you are in financial services business, we need to understand what is, if you are in financial services business, what we need to understand, what will make us comfortable. What is the heaven for financial service provider? In the heaven of financial services provider, you have customers who are prepared to pay any price for financial service. You are willing to pay. That will be heaven for any bank. If customers don't question you on fees, is it? If the customers don't question you on rate of interest on loan, you are in a heaven. Customers have repeated requirements of financial services, so the same customer will keep coming to you. That is a heaven. There are no competitors, so you are a monopolist. And that is what we need to create. if you are creating a financial service, with the use of fintech, target a situation where you will have customers who are willing to pay, bear the cost. There will be repetitive requirement. There are no competitors, or there are few competitors, and others cannot come easily. You check the prices of cement. For all companies, rate is always the same, because there are 5-6 operators only, 7 operators only. So they discuss what should be the rate. So if you have that kind of an environment, you are in the heaven. No investment required, or very small investment required. Not significant investment required in land and building, equipment, low cost of funds, and people are willing to pay higher price for service, and few employees required, because employees themselves create trouble, you know. We are all potential employees, and therefore we know how troublemaker we were for our employer. So this is the heaven, but this heaven does not exist. At least on this earth. It might be existing somewhere else. If it does not exist, can I create a heaven of my own? Can I create a combination where some of these elements are present? So on this earth we can create few facilities which heaven will be having. We can't replicate heaven here. Keep in mind, these are your targets. Keep in mind, these are your objectives. So if you start up a business or you join a business which is in fintech, keep these objectives in mind. One, the most important, reduce cost. If you want to provide any financial service using technology, it must be cheaper than the physical service which is available in the market. It will be successful. Cost is significant always. If you can reach more people, more markets, if your reach is widened by, is not limited by geographical restrictions, is not restricted by the age, the qualification, IT skills of the customer, then you have widened the reach. And if you have widened the reach, you are done. You achieve one important objective. So when you think of any financial service to be provided using fintech, ensure that some of these objectives are targeted, if not achieved. Increase the speed of delivery, increase the speed of processing, it will work. People will buy your service if you can do it quickly. And I give examples and show you how people are doing it. Increase transparency. Ensure that the customer is able to see what is happening. Because it involves money. It is financial service. It is not refrigerator. I can't see it unless I use it. Is it? I want to see what is happening all through, because I never know when my money will be gone. So I want transparency. Increase availability. From a small office, I can deliver to a larger audience. Ensure that if some services are not available to some people, I am able to provide it. So availability of that service in the economy is increased by my effort, or I can allow customers to make changes in it. I can customize service. I can make service tailor-made according to the requirement of the customer. Then these are the objectives that you must target if you are into fintech. Or if you want to join a fintech company, check whether they are doing this or not. Such companies will survive, others will not. Find out what this company is doing to achieve these objectives. Only then I join. Remember, only 1 out of 10 fintech companies are successful. 9 fail. If you join a failed one, what will happen? Right at the starting of the career, I committed a mistake. And then you apply somewhere and they say, Acha, you are talking about that company which failed. You must be responsible. Isn't it? So, be careful. But fintech is not only a matter of business. It is a matter of concern for the government, for the Reserve Bank of India, for SEBI. They want to be careful. So government has its own objectives, what we call policy objectives. So the policy objectives of fintech, financial inclusion. Government wants that poor people should get this service. So if you want any government support, if you want any regulatory support, ensure that the policy objectives are achieved through your business. Government wants consumer protection. If you ensure transparency, it will work. If you ensure reduced cost, financial inclusion will be possible. You will be able to provide it at a much lower cost. Higher efficiency. Government is interested in ensuring that the national resources are not wasted. Government is concerned about stability of the financial system. And the government wants integrity of the financial system. There is no black money into it. There is no terror money into it. There are no failures when it comes to stability. You open a fintech, accept deposits at a high rate of interest and run away. You offer real estate advisory services and make them invest in a project which is never completed. And then JP, greens and all that problems will arise. So the government is concerned about these. If you want to survive and you want to avoid any regulatory pressures, keep in mind the government objectives. If you want to make money and survive through financial success, keep these objectives. If these objectives are to be achieved, then we'll have to be very careful. Fintech is very fancy, new term. But technology has one problem. There are 3 W's notorious for. Wine, wealth, spoils. Technology spoils totally. Wine will take time to spoil you. Technology will not take any time to spoil you. Because if you invest in technology, if you want to come out of it, nothing will be recoverable. If you spoil your health using wine, it will have a slow impact on your body, and then medicine and the doctors will take care to some extent if you withdraw at the right time. So, make sure that you do not commit mistakes in selecting and the way you conduct yourself in this industry. But people have been very, very successful. In terms of opportunities, if you want to see, globally, market size, 158 billion. Expected growth rate, 17 to 18%. % of the revenue of the financial services comes from this. So it's growth, a lot of potential. Only 2% of the revenue in financial services comes from fintech. It can go to up to 30. So that is the potential for growth. Boston Consulting Group says estimated annual revenue $1.5 trillion globally. These are huge opportunity. Major countries where they will find fintech market is USA, UK, China, Germany and India. Where is the focus? At present, fintech is focused primarily on money transfer, funds transfer, payments. We'll talk about payments in detail later. Then digital lending, online lending, as they call it. Then savings and investments, insurance, and then e-commerce. What they call embedded finance. Embedded into your Amazon.com is Amazon Pay. Amazon Pay is embedded into Amazon.com. Is included. So you go to buy a TV and the salesman tells you, sir, you can have 0 interest EMI. So the finance is embedded into marketing. That is why I said marketing students should not forget about finance. It's extremely important because if people have money only then they'll buy. What about fintech in India? Third largest fintech ecosystem globally in terms of size. Estimated to grow to $150 billion in 2025, or 2 years from now. That's market size. That's the revenue that can come. Of course, same payments, digital lending, insurance tech, wealth tech. You know how much is the payment involved. Any idea? In India itself, $270 billion have been lent online. Online. We'll come to those sites who are doing that. And how they are doing it, we'll come to that. Indian fintech sector, funding. People are investing in fintech. 14% of global funding has gone to Indian fintech sector. That is how the world is doing. India has a market for fintech. People are investing into it. Number 2 in deal volume. Second most funded startup sector in India. Funds raised by fintech, $5.65 billion have been raised. Some of these companies you are familiar with. These are unicorns having a valuation of more than $1 billion. That is unicorn. These are Indian ones. So much of money. So much of money. But I won't talk about technology part of it. Organizational issues will come only when you form a company. But we'll focus on managerial dimension today. See? So we'll talk more about management, less about technology. Key institutions, banks. Because if you remember the financial services which I enlisted, almost all of them are provided by banks. And banks are large institutions. That is why they are key players. And the other is the fintech companies. The companies which are not banks, but they are into providing financial services using technology. So, what these fintech companies do? Most of the companies pick up one of the service, unbundle that service, take out a small part of it, So if you want to start your own fintech company, think of a bank, what the bank does. Simplest thing. Pick up one service. They do lending. Lending to whom? To retail customers and to companies. Pick up retail. What kind of retail? They sell, they give loan to everybody. They give personal loan, car loan, equipment loan, and housing loan. You pick up one type of loan. And then offer a unique solution which the bank is not ready. Just do that. So pick up one service which the bank is providing. So you say unbundle the services, and then from that one particular service you pick up one small segment of the market and address that market. There's a huge opportunity which all these unicorns have done. So there are three types of fintech. If you start your own or you join a fintech company, you will be joining a company which is a technology support provider. Like you have a company which is developing technologies for payments. There's a company called Pine Tree which has developed technology that instead of putting your card into the card reader, at the shops, at the payment counter of any shop like Resourceperson or something, the employee picks up the mobile phone and accept the payment on the mobile phone, you scanning your card. So there are no payment counters. Imagine there are no payment counters in Shopper Stop. How easy it will be for you. And the advantage is you are at the exhibition, you can't take the setup there. Every employee has a facility to receive on behalf of Shopper Stop anywhere. Payment through card, cash you can receive. But the problem with the cash receipt is that so many processes follow cash receipts. When you deposit cash, you cannot imagine the pain of the company. First, collect, store, insure cash. Then account for it. Then deposit in the bank. Verify that it has been recorded there. And then bad notes, good notes, counting errors. So many problems. When you pay through card, company is happy. Nothing to be done. Machine does it. So, technology providers, you can join or start a new company which provides technology for fintech companies or for banks to provide fintech services, financial services. Then you have customer service providers. They actually serve the customers straight away. apnaloan.com, apnapaisa.com. They directly serve. They provide service, they provide loan. They provide loan online. And the third category is those who provide value-added services. Policybazar.com. They don't give you policy. They only help you in searching what policy offers are available. They don't provide any policy to you. So they help in searching the service. So there are three types of fintech companies that you can create or join depending upon your choice. Now the question is, which one is more successful? Each one of them have unicorns. They have made billions of dollars in this country. Overnight, young entrepreneurs have become rich. Paytm was started by one person. 2, 3 co-founders. And suddenly, these engineers from Delhi College of Engineering, now DTU, they become multimillionaires. So, if you do this, then you have to add value. Your company should add value when you select a company in Fintech. What is that value creation? Either this company should be serving the unserved, those who are not being served by banks and other non-banking financial companies and PFCs, you provide them service. Imagine the problem of somebody living in a village and the lady has only one buffalo. She needs more income. She has time to serve 3 buffaloes, but she has no loan. She is hardly able to meet her living expenses from one buffalo. How can she save to buy another buffalo? Now this lady is not being served by any NBFC and the banks don't attend because she doesn't have any asset. Answer? People living in remote areas, they are unserved. People living in Delhi city above the age of 70, they don't get medical insurance. मेरा नहीं करता तो 70 साल you have no right to live anymore, so avoid taking any medical service. So if you can imagine a situation where some group of customers are not being served, you have an idea. Now you start working on that idea. If you can reduce cost, you have an idea. People are giving loan at a high cost. Bank is giving loan at a high cost. You give at a lower cost. People will come to you. Online, and you can reduce the cost because you don't have to run a branch. You don't have to run a bank. And the branch spaces are very expensive. Bank employees are very expensive. Online evaluation. Provide free service. In India, if you provide free Bijli, people are willing to even give over. But if you provide a financial service which is free, imagine, people will buy. Once you have customers, things will come. And there are many companies, PolicyBazaar.com doesn't charge anything for the service provided. Isn't it? They have a different revenue. Moneycontrol.com does not provide any service for on charge. They give free. Personalize. Customize your service according to the needs of the customer. Most of the financial services companies which are large, they only give products. They only give products. Ask the travel, insurance providing companies. They will give you medical insurance, but I can assure you it doesn't work outside India. They give you travel medical insurance which does not work. I've tried number of times. There is no company in India which will take care of the medical expenses in case they are required if I travel abroad. Now every parent is worried while going to meet the children abroad. I'm always worried. UK में गया सब जेब में से पैसे निकालते हैं हॉस्पिटल. Minimum fees that the doctor will charge is £100 consulting. £100, 10,000 rupees. That's the minimum fees. So they're very expensive. If I want to take a medical insurance here, they will give me travel insurance which includes medical. And normally it doesn't work. There are so many conditions which you can never fulfill. Which you can never fulfill. So, but if there's a specialized company, customized to the requirement of the unserved, it works. It works. Quick service. Speed is important. If you are working or you are creating a company which will speed up providing financial service, you are adding value. Of course, if you can predict, if you can process data, if you are into analytics, you will be. Has the banking changed? In that list where you have Google, you have this Apple, you have Amazon. In this list, banks, 4 banks are among the 5 top largest companies in the world. So they control the economy. Number 1 is a bank. Largest company in the world is a bank. Total asset 3.7 trillion. We are trying to achieve those targets for our GDP. And they have assets. Bank of America, number 6, 3.2 trillion. And have GDP more than 1 trillion. So some of the companies which are banks are bigger than the country's income. Imagine. For most of the countries in the world. So they dominate. So if you want to start a fintech, bank is an important starting point. That is where the money is. And they dominate the profitability also. Even during that financial crisis of 2008-2009, global financial crisis, the average return is 9% globally. 9% return, no business has given over such a long period of time. They are the most profitable institutions because they dominate. And therefore, if you really want to start or get involved in a fintech company, find out what relationship it has with a bank or with banks or with banking. But the problem that the bank is facing is their scope of activities have changed. They have become provider of every financial service. Earlier they used to accept deposits and give loans. Now they have become universal bank. Insurance भी देते हैं, wealth management भी करते हैं. So they are into forex also. They have branches all over the world. Geographical coverage has increased. Imagine how many branches State Bank of India has in India. Think 2,000, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000, more than 30,000. That is the geographical spread there. And the customers of your age are slightly above you, millennials, born after 1980. Who are tech savvy? They use technology. Big firms, big banks dominate. That is why in India also we have merger of banks. Many banks merge into union. Many government banks have been merged because bigger the bank, greater is the economies to scale. Then that banks are heavily regulated now. But one more change where there is an opportunity for fintech. Listen to this. You know Visa? You know MasterCard Visa?
Yes, sir.
The Europe country manager for Sweden says, I can't recall last time when I had a Swedish bank note in my hand. She has not used currency note for years. Don't believe her. Believe Bill Gates. He says we don't need banks. We need banking. People are not visiting banks. Somebody conducted a survey and they said, we don't visit a bank even in a month. So, how the banks will function without fintech if the customers don't visit the bank? Branches will become useless. There are two relationships of fintech with banks. Banks use fintech on their own. They spend billions of dollars every year on technology. And the other is banks and fintech compete. They fight. So your fintech idea is either supporting the bank, providing service to the bank, or you can alternatively start a fintech which challenges the bank, which provides a service which the bank is providing and defeat the bank on its. But banks are large, monolithic institutions, and fintechs are agile, very quick in their action. Now they have two alternatives. They fight, and one wins. And the other alternative is, let us be friends. Let us work together. Both the options are strategic options. You need to decide how you will work. But you cannot separate fintech from banking. Now, how fintech will create value? Where is the opportunity for me? Again, a different way of saying the same thing. What the banks do, they are intermediaries between the depositors and lenders. They do intermediation. They accept money from those who have surplus money and they give to those who need money. So they do intermediation. They diversify the portfolio. If you give loan, you will give to 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 persons. So the clientele is not diversified. Information efficiency, payments, so security. And if you can help in cost saving, in intermediation, diversification, information efficiency, this will work. If you can ensure quick service in these, if you can ensure safety in these, if you can ensure transparency in these, if you ensure accessibility in these, it will work. Pick up any box in this. Pick up any box or any combination of boxes. There is a huge opportunity. So, pick up any of these activities of the bank. This is what the banks do. Pick up any activity and either compete with the bank or help the bank doing this. If you go to the bank today, you want to deposit a check, watch it. You want to withdraw money, watch it. You want to make a fixed deposit, watch it. So, you have a setup which is multi-channel. Convert this into uni-channel, omni-channel. One person, one system. The customer interacts with one employee, one system. You do this, you are a winner. Banks have not been able to do it. So, in the retail banking, I will pick up only retail banking, there is hardly any time left. So, we'll talk only about retail banking. This is what the company is doing. Fintech companies are into these kind of activities. Like consumer online lending. To give an example, there is a company called FairSend. This is a website. You are a lender join us. You are a borrower, join us. Is it? And they have distributed how much? Loan disbursed during 2021, that is 2020-21, 1100 crores. Online. And they had no money. Fair side had no money to lend. Only these lenders gave money to the borrowers without investing on branches, without investing on any infrastructure, without investing a large number of employees, without investing money in the capital. And the returns they gave to lenders are 14 to 16%. No bank gives. No bank gives. Not even the stock market is giving this return. And it says, want to lend money, want to borrow money, tell us, and join. Similarly, lendin.com. And they say, peer-to-peer lending, that is similar company. How much have they invested till date? 13,000 crores. Online, without any physical presence. Customers, 1 crore customers. Education loan or any kind of education. They say from 10 lakh to 75 lakh rupees will give you education loan. And this is the kind of thing I was talking about. Says, this gentleman needs a credit to support the procurement of green grams. Cholia, Hara Cholia, he wants to buy for his business. Are you willing to invest? Support acquiring input that needs for the post-harvest activities. This lady, Karina Kumari, needs money to buy more buffaloes. So, it is focused on social finance. And they are successful. They are successful. People are willing to give loan for such purposes at much lower rate of interest. And with a willing, if she is not able to pay, forget. Online lending scores over bank lending because online application process, quick response, comparatively higher approval rates, no rejections, enhanced credit analysis, superior customer experience, competitive rates of interest, low overheads, you don't have a branch. And then of course, are you aware that every bank normally fills up 10,000 pages per year for one customer? These are the regulatory requirements. Every form that you fill up to deposit cash has to be processed. If you can help them in back office, that would be great. Then there are wealth advisory. This is some kind of a robot which helps you in deciding your goal maker, which helps you in deciding your credit profile, your risk profile, and provide health advisory automatically. The problem, the challenge, there are not challenges. There are not only opportunities, there are challenges. I'll take another 7 minutes to complete my presentation. India is a cash-based economy, that is a challenge. The challenge is that many people do not have access to internet. The challenge is regulatory compliance are many. The challenge is banks don't want to get their data lost to private companies because their reputation will be lost if they commit mistake. And then cyber security. These are the challenges which you have to meet. What does it mean to me? Sanuki. So, somebody standing close to the Gurdwara, is Sardarji, खड़ा है, Sanuki. कहती तुम्हारे वास्ते कहता जी फिर प्रॉब्लम की. So what does it mean to me? Fintech, opportunities, challenges. To me, what does matter? Then, to give an example, one of the Bangalore-based company, which is called FI Money, has been valued at $550 million, starting by two friends. The value of that company today is $550 million. So there's a treasure in it. खजाना है इसके अंदर. पर प्रॉब्लम ये है कि किले में है. It is in a fort. And it's highly risky. It's concealed and you know the snakes inside. This is unknown terrain for you, for many. There are opportunities, possibility of finding a treasure. So what should I do? I should understand the importance of speed and have a technology friendly attitude. I should be a quick learner. I should not only focus on technology and finance, I must also ensure that innovation takes place. Then I should ensure continuously innovative and global perspective, focus on value creation. I should be sensitive. The last screen, tell me what is wrong in this. The challenge to you is, tell me what is wrong in this slide. This is the screen of an education software meant for nursery students to teach them alphabet. What is wrong in this screen? I am saying the developer of the software was not sensitive. What is wrong in it? C for cat? Nothing wrong. Neither C is wrong nor the cat is wrong. What is wrong? You have not understood what is wrong. Okay, last slide, last slide. Please, this is the key slide. Last slide is the key slide. Last slide, side से pull कर लो ना. Next ले लो. फिर नीचे. No. Last slide ले लो. Last but one slide. Please, second. Please ask me that is reply. What is the last? What is the problem with this slide? Anything wrong in this slide?
Sir.
Yes.
Sir, article. Article.
She gave the right reply. Who said? Press any key to continue. The person cannot understand alphabets. You are expecting that person to read the full sentence. Press any key to continue. You are teaching only CAT CAD. If you are not sensitive to the needs of the customer, sorry, thank you very much. If you don't profile the customer, thank you very much. It's a very, very difficult world. For you, for us it was very easy. Join the public sector, Delhi University, salary is assured on 30th of every month, not on fixed of the next month. You are going to face a situation which is going to be very difficult, and you must develop the habit of being sensitive to the needs of the people whom you are serving. And of course, the last word I want to say to you is thanks. Thank you very much.
It was a wonderful and very informative session. I request everyone to maintain the decorum, please. Thank you, sir. It was a wonderful and very informative session. We have gained great knowledge on today's topic, Fintech and regulatory challenges. Now we would like to request Dr. Professor Ram Narayan sir to give the vote of thanks.
Namaskar to one and all present over here. Respected Chairman Sir, Vice Chairman, Director, Dean Corporate Affairs. We want to thank first the management for providing the platform to share the knowledge with intellectuals like Professor Muneesh Kumar ji, who has come all the way on our request in a short period of a time. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing, enlightening your thoughts with our student about the fintechs. And secondly, I would like to thank our organizers, Deepika, for organizing such good events for the student on a new topic. And I hope that you have all understood about what is the fintech is about, how the fintech is applied in a financial industry. That is you are quite familiar with. Then I want to thank my IT team as well as an administrative team for giving us support to us for conducting this show in a synchronized manner. And if I don't thank the audience, my student, it would be unfair. Because without the audience, there cannot be any event. So thankful my student for participating in this such an events on this seminar. And finally, I want to thank Almighty for giving us time to get. He has given the time and opportunity for us to join over here and to learn something very valuable from their intellectual. And with this, I want to thank myself that you have given an opportunity to conclude these sessions from my vote of thanks. Namaskar to one and all for participating. Thank you very much.
Sir, to present a memento to Dr. Muneesh.